So hello everyone, this is lecture 27 for the quantum mechanics. In the last lecture we were discussing some problems based on the postulates of the quantum mechanics because we have already covered everything which we need for the calculations. So we discussed up to here. So let's see some more problems. So consider a system holds a state and the two observables are given by. So these two observables are given. I gave you these questions to solve. I hope you tried. So let me give you the solution. So this is your wave function given and these are two observables. Then they are corresponding operators, A operator and B operator. What you need to find is what is the probability that a measurement of A gives 1. So you need to find the probability that A will give you 1. Means operating A on the psi will give you 1. So for that first you need to find the eigenstates and the eigenvalues of this operator. So just solve it like a matrix. So you will get these your values. Eigenvalues will be 0, -1 and 1. And corresponding to that you can find the eigenstates also. Then you can write the wave function in terms of the eigenstates of this A observable, that is C1 phi 1, C2 phi 2 and C3 phi 3. Now there is one eigenvalue is 1, so you need to find the corresponding probability. So corresponding to that you need to find the C3. So for C3 it will be phi 3 and psi. So just taking the inner product you will get the C3, and then you can calculate the complete probability, because C3 square divided by C1 square plus C2 square plus C3 square will give you the probability corresponding to 1. So that's how you can solve. Now there was a second part, and it is the same as the C part. So let's discuss the C part here. Now we measure A first, then immediately afterwards B. Find the probability of obtaining a value of 1 for A and 0 for B. So first we are measuring A, and then we are measuring B, and we need to find 1 for A. So first you are measuring A, and 1 for A will be at phi 3. So A operating on the psi will collapse to phi 3. This is the first operation you are doing, and it will give you +1 phi 3, because you need to find corresponding to A will give you 1. Now probability of 1 you can find, just we did here. So it will be C3 square by Ci square. Now you are operating your this B operator on the resulting whatever you are getting after A. So that will be operating on the phi 3, and it will give you the sub eigenstates, that is chi1, chi2, chi3. Now this can collapse to either of these three. So this is a completely different eigenstates, means Hilbert space in the. So it will be operating on phi 3, and it can collapse to chi1, chi2, chi3, and corresponding to 0 means it will 0 for B. It means it will collapse to the chi1. So B phi 3 will equal to B chi1, and it will be 0 chi1. Now corresponding to this probability will be, means now you can write this as E1 chi1, E2 chi2 and E3 chi3. So phi 3 can be written in that form. So to find a probability for 0, it will be E1 square divided by sum of all the EI square. So that's how you can write this. It is the same case as we did here. So you just need to remember this procedure. It will be applicable everywhere. So P0 will be E1 square and divided by sum of all the coefficient square. This will give you the probability corresponding to this. And in this B part, it was first we operated the B, then we operated the A. So it is just the reverse of this. So you can solve that. Now let's see the next question. A particle in an infinite potential box with vol at x equal to 0 and x equal to a has the following wave function. So wave function is given for the infinite potential box. We will study this in detail, but now here let's see what we can do. So corresponding to the particle in an infinite potential box, this is your wave function actually you get. Means there are your potential well, and there will be many eigenstates. So corresponding to any eigenstates, this will be your eigenstate. Phi n will be under root 2 by a sine n pi x by a. And eigenvalue, energy eigenvalue, this is the energy eigenstate, and energy eigenvalue corresponding to n will be En equal to n square pi square h cut square divided by 2ma square. Now corresponding to 1 you can find energy, corresponding to 2 you can find energy. That's how you can do. So if this is given, now this wave function is given, let's find the energy eigenstates. So how can you find the energy eigenstates? First you need to write this in the form of energy eigenfunctions. So how can you write this? You must, means it should be under root 2 by a outside. So this is given, just multiply with a by root 2, and means under root a by 2 and under root 2 by a. So that will give you the form which you need. So we just multiply and divide by this. So this will cancel out, give you 1 again. So it will just the same form. Now this term is nothing but, this is the same thing. It is for the n equal to 1. So here you will write phi 1, and whatever you are getting, this will be coefficient. Now again the second one also, we just multiply and divide by this same thing. This will give you 1 again. And this is nothing but 3 by x, so it will be phi 3. So this is your coefficient for phi 3, this is coefficient for phi 1. So this energy in the, means this wave function can be written in the form of eigen wave function as this. This a will cancel out, it will be 1 upon under root 10 and it will be 2 upon under root 10, it will be phi 3. So under 1 upon root 10 phi 1 plus 2 upon root 10 phi 3. This is your wave function now, and this is for the energy eigenstates, means these phi and phi 2 are energy eigenstates. Now corresponding to these you can find the probability for corresponding energy eigenvalues, and energy eigenvalues will be E1 and E3. So from here you can find the E1 will be pi square h pi square 2m square, and E3 will be 3 square will give you 9. So this will be your energy eigenvalues, and the probability will be the coefficient square divided by sum of all the coefficients. So for C1 is this coefficient 1 upon root 10 and C2 is 2 upon root 10. The probability for E1 will be this, probability for E3 will be this. So you must remember the same procedure, we are applying the same thing. Now there was two more questions, that how the wave function will change after such measurement, means after what time, after a particular time, and if you need measure that probability again after the t time, then what is the probability. So we'll discuss this in the next question, because that is also the same question we will discuss in detail. So let's see. So this is our next question. A particle of mass m which moves freely inside infinite potential well of length a is initially in the state is this. Now this state is given, and you need to find the what is your wave function after t time at any later time t, and then you need to find the expectation value at the t equal to 0 for the wave function and after t time. So these two things you need to measure. So we know in the time valuation we studied that wave function at any particular time can be given by this formula, exponential minus I. This is Hamiltonian operator t divided by h cut, and this is your initial wave function. Now operating this on this will give you your wave function at any time t, and h is Hamiltonian, and this is again you can have the energy eigenvalues, energy eigenstates, and eigenstates, energy eigenstate for Hamiltonian is given by phi n x equal to root 2 by a sin n pi a by a x. This is for the infinite potential box, means 1D particle in a box, and energy eigenvalues are these. So again we can just do the same calculations. Now there is a one thing, means this will be operating on the psi x0. So this will operate on this. So before, let's see how this operate on this, means because it can't directly operate, h operator can't directly operate because it is in the exponential term. So how it will operate? So to understand that, let's see. We are operating this on the phi 1. So we need to expand this in the Taylor expansion. So that will be 1 plus exponential x will be 1 plus x by 1 factorial plus x square by 2 factorial, and that's all. So that's how this is your complete x. So this will be in this form, and this is operating on phi 1. Now we will operate this separately on this. So 1 will give you phi 1, and this will give you this h will operate now phi 1 will give you E1 phi 1, because that's how it goes, h phi 1 equal to E1 phi 1. This is the energy operator. So this will be E1 phi 1, and this h square will give you E2 square phi 2, means sorry E square E1 square phi 1. That's how it will go. So it will just take the common, it will again you give this thing, means phi 1 will be common, and this is your again exponential term. So it will be exponential minus I E1 t divided by h cut phi 1. So see, operating this on phi 1, it is like same as h is operating on phi 1. It will give you E1 here, and everything will remain same, exponential I E1 t divided by h cut phi 1. So this was only to make you understand. Just remember this result, that this is same just like h is operating on the phi 1. So it will give you E1 in place of h1. So let's see what is the use of this. Now again first we need to write this wave function in terms of the energy eigenstates. So we'll just multiply with under root 2 by a and divide by under root 2 by a. So this will be like this, means after multiplying it will give you 3 by 5a, means this is your initial. Now just multiply with under root 2 by a and divide by under root 2 by a. It will give you, a will cancel out, it will give you 3 by 10 and 1 by 10, and the under root 2 by a sin 3 pi x by a will be written as phi 3x, and under root 2 by a sin 5 pi x divided by a will be written as phi x. So this will be your energy, means this is your wave function in terms of the energy eigenstates phi 3 and phi 5, and these are your coefficients C3 C5. Now you can find the energy eigenvalues, you already know, that is E3 and E5, and corresponding probability can be found. And before that, now we need to write the time evolution function, means how this will come after t time. So this is your initial, or time means initial energy wave function, and this is you need to operate this on this. So we find this value. Now we will operate this thing on this. So let's operate. Now again, as we discuss this result, now h is operating phi 1 will give you E1 phi 1. So same here, when this will operate on the phi 3, it will give you E3 t by h cut, and this will give you on operating phi 5, it will give you E5 t h cut. Now see, this is your time, means it is your wave function after t time. So at any time you can find this. Now at t, now we need to find the expectation value. So at t equal to 0, it will be given by simply ei and the pei. This is the probability and this is the energy eigenvalue. So initially we have this is your wave function initially, the energy eigen wave function. So you can just write c3 square divided by c3 square plus c5 square. So that's how you can find the probability, and just multiply with the energy eigenvalue, you will get your expectation value. That will be 3 by 4 e3 plus 1 upon 4 e5. Now you need to find the expectation value at t time also. So you need to find the average of this. So how can you find? This is your d3 d5. So first you need to find the modulus square of d3. So it will be d3 conjugate d3. That's how you write the mod of a complex number. Means if a is a complex number, then mod of a is nothing but a bar, a conjugate, and a, and the mod of that. So a mod square is nothing but a conjugate a. So conjugate will give you plus and it will be minus. So multiplying these will give you 0 here. It will be, means e to the power 0, it will be 1. So it will be 3 by root 10. 3 by root 10 will give you 3 by 10 only. And you will get the same result. Means it will be like this at t time, ei pei, and it will be d3 square by d3 square plus d5 square. And again the mod of d3 square given by d3 conjugate d3 will give you 3 by 10, and same for the d5 also you can find. And again you will get the expectation value at t time will be same. So you must remember this result, that expectation value doesn't change with time. So it is same as we have for the t equal to 0. That was this. So this is the case, you must remember, very important result this is. Let's see some more questions. Consider a system whose initial state and Hamiltonian are given by. So initial state is given and Hamiltonian is given. It is a measurement of energy. If a measurement of energy is carried out, what value would be obtained and with what probability? So the eigenvalues of this operator will give you your eigenvalues of energy. And to find the probability, you know how you can find. First you need to find the eigenstates. There will be 3 eigenstates corresponding to 3 eigenvalues. So you can write the wave function in terms of the eigenstates. Now to find the coefficients c1, c2, c3, you will use this, because the phi 1 and psi 0 will give you your c1, and phi 2, psi will give you your c2, and phi 3 and inner product with psi will give you your c3. You know how to find them. So you have the coefficients, you have the eigenstates, you have the complete wave function. You can find the probability as we are finding in all the questions. Now find the state of the system at a later time t. So you can again use the same formula for the time evolution, and you can find your wave function after time t. Then expectation value same, and it will remain same at t equal to 0 and t equal to t, because it is a Hamiltonian operator and energy remains same. That's why this expectation value remains same. Then there is this question, does Hamiltonian form a complete set of commuting operators? So the answer of this is, you just check eigenvalues of this. If eigenvalues all are discrete and it is a non-degenerate eigenvalues, means all are different eigenvalues, then you will say that the complete set of H will be a commuting operators. So that's the reason you will take here. If eigenvalues of H are non-degenerate, then the eigen vectors phi 1, phi 2, phi 3 form a complete orthogonal basis. Thus H forms a complete set of commuting operators if that condition verifies. Now there is this question, and this 0 represents the initial wave function is given 1 upon root 3 phi 1, 1 upon 2 phi 2, 1 upon root 6 phi 3, 1 upon 2 phi 4, where phi I are the orthogonal energy eigen functions of H with eigenvalues e1, e2, e3 and e4. So find phi t. So this is a wave function at time t. So again use the same time evolution and the exponential H term. So use this and operate this, and corresponding eigenvalues, means phi 1 operating will give you e1, phi 2 will give you e2. That's how you can find. So you can find this very easily. Now what are the possible results of the measuring the energy of the system, and with what probability will they occur? So the energy results measuring will be e1, e2, e3, e4, and probability you can find because you have the coefficient 1 upon root 3 this. So it will be this square divided by sum of all the square corresponding to e1. That will be your probability for e1, and same you can find for other also. And this is your expression value H for t equal to 0 and then for t equal to 10 seconds. This will remain same, and you can find that the same way as we did here. So now there are these two questions you try to solve. In the next lecture we'll discuss the solutions. So psi 0 is given, initial wave function is given a by root 12 phi 1, 1 upon root 6 phi 2, 2 upon root 12 phi 3 and 1 upon 2 phi 4, where a is some real constant. Find a so that phi 0 is normalized, and phi t when phi I eigenstates of H with eigenvalues e1, e2, e3, e4 determine the probability of finding the system at time t in the state phi 2. So these are the same questions as we did, so they will be easy for you. There's the second question. The state of a system at t equal to 0 is given 1 over root 2 phi 1 I phi 2, and H is phi 1 is e1 ei phi I. So this is the result you must know. Now find the time period of the evolution of the state. So we need to find the time period. So what is the meaning of time period? Means after which time this wave function will repeat itself. So this wave function psi t becomes the psi initial. So we need to find this t. So try to solve. Now there is this one more question. So initial wave function is given 1 over root 2 phi 1 and 1 phi 2. Find the time at which phi t is orthogonal to phi 0. So when the inner product of phi t and phi 0 becomes 0, then you will say that these are orthogonal. So find the time at which this will be orthogonal. So try to solve. In the next lecture I will give you the solution and we will discuss some more questions. Okay, thank you everyone.